Namaskara, this is Kripal, Amanna, and welcome to a new show on Food Lovers TV. Over the next 48 hours, we're going to be eating our way through Mysuru. So in a short span of time, you've captured the hearts of people here. Both the dishes that I've tasted are not things that you typically find in.
You will never get this kanji uta anyway.
You've got to be in line before they open. This is something that I was eyeing in the window. The ruby red of the pomegranate and that chocolate bed that it's resting on. So you're an engineer who got into food.
Being a vegan myself,
Yes.
let's give Mysoreans a taste of plant-based food. The most used word probably here is the word meaty.
As I take my first bite, the one thing I can sense right away. In this series, I have visited old eateries and new, from fabled culinary institutions that have stood the test of time to new age restaurants and cafes that are slowly but surely transforming how Mysuru eats and drinks. If you haven't caught the previous episodes in this Mysuru food tour, where I've tasted my way through 15 eating spots, you will find links in the video description. Moving on to this episode, we begin with a charming vegetarian eatery, CCBC or the CHOW CHOW Café, that in a short span of just over 3 years has come to be a space where Mysoreans congregate for wholesome, pleasing tiffin fare served with care and warmth.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Namaskara. What is your name?
I'm Vani.
Murthy.
Wonderful. How old is this place now?
2.5 years.
So in a short span of time, you've captured the hearts of people here. For me. Well, it's always a good sign when you approach the counter and you get proffered a katori of kesari bath. This place is a buzz of activity. So this is a kesari bath in which the rava certainly looks well roasted.
Oh yes, I've seen it there.
He has gone
Nice.
to many hotels in Mysore.
I'm told this is the place now.
Yeah, this is the place.
Even the kesari bath is very different. The rava is nicely roasted in this, Allah. I think places like these, in addition to the food, it's about the vibe. Everyone's in a happy state of mind. Much as you're consuming the food, you're also consuming the joyous atmosphere. I like the roasted tone of this kesari bath. There's also some peanuts that I'm tasting in this.
Coconut milk porridge, kai aloo ganji. Here is coconut milk served with ghee and pickle.
Oh, wonderful. Both the dishes that I've tasted are not things that you typically find in.
You will never get this kanji uta anyway.
Correct.
Sawali nahi hai iska taste.
सवाल ही नहीं है.
Sawali nahi hai.
He's grown up eating this kanji.
Yeah.
Murthy bhai is so good and he has so much patience. That smile.
The Kai Halu Ganji. If there's a dish that can comfort your soul, I think this is the sort of dish it would be. I should have tasted some of that ganji without that pickle. That pickle has now coated that ganji, the delicateness of the Kai Hal, with its rather pungent, spicy flavor. But this is certainly a dish that's very comforting. I think they have the midi mavinkai, the small mango that goes into the pickle there.
How's the food?
Excellent. I've just begun.
Dosa. Dosa is the thing.
Yeah.
This is like a pure homemade. So it reminds me of your grandmother, not even your mother.
It's a small little place, but I like the way they've organized it. There's even a dishwasher out there. There's a certain homely feel to the space. So there's Mr. Murthy and his wife out there. His wife is manning the counter. Mr. Murthy is liaising between the ladies at the back who cooking the dosas, steaming the idlis, etc. And he's the one who interacts with the customer with a smile. This idli is a no-fuss idli. Bit of tartness from the fermentation. I can certainly taste the akitari. dip it into some of that chutney now. A bit of spice that I'm tasting in that chutney. Very similar to what you would taste at home. Even the seasoning of the saswe in that chutney. So if you're here for the first time, check what the others are tasting and what they're recommending and order just that. And that's what I've done. Be it that rice coconut milk ganji or that kesri baat that was proffered to me as soon as I walked in, or that single idli. And now this ragi dosa. I can taste the tuppa in that dosa. Crunchy and soft, not over the top, but just the sort that pleases your palate. The idli that I tasted had a slight tinge of sourness. So in that I could taste the chutney to be a little spicier. But out here, because that ragi dosa has a certain weight, it has toned down the spiciness of that chutney. That dosa is roasted in concentric rounds of crisp translucence and soft pillowy texture. And the best thing is they serve two in a plate for I think about 60 rupees. Of course I've tasted a bit of some of the other things, but it's certainly the dosa that will fill you quite quickly.
Actually, I intend to make Karavat Kesava Goppitu and coffee.
That's all.
That is the intention of this CCBC. Sati, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ತರದವ್ರು ಬಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಒತ್ತಾಯ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಇಡ್ಲಿ ದೋಸೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. We wanted to make chow chow bath coffee only. People wanted to come here every day, but they cannot eat chow chow bath every day.
So they basically want to come and see you every day, but they also want you to feed them something different every day. The smiling demeanor, I think that's what attracts people. Allah? If you serve the same food without a smile, I don't think it'll have the same charm. No? What do you say? I think it's the warmth with which they serve their customers out here. This is my first time here. I've been here barely half an hour. Every customer that I've spoken to here has a connection not just with the food but also with Mr. and Mrs. Murthy. Thank you, sir.
Cheers.
Cheers.
100% coffee.
Dark roast ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Because otherwise 100% coffee ಅಷ್ಟು mouth feel ಬರಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ದು ರೋಸ್ಟ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಡೀಪ್ ರೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ.
Another one is Kotan specialty blend 15%.
ಸೊ ಇದು ನಿಮ್ದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರೋಬಸ್ಟಾ ಇದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. Combination. One of the few places where you'll get 100% coffee. And despite it being 100% coffee, it's got a nice mouthfeel. And that's because it's a combination of both Robusta and Arabica. And also the coffee is a dark roast coffee. So you can really bite into that coffee. And that's what you need to finish your Tindi outing here at CCBC, Chow Chow Cafe, here in Mysuru. I enjoyed my time at CCBC, meeting the amiable couple behind the space and my conversations with a host of Mysoreans from all walks of life. But I had to move on, for my next stop was a recent phenomenon of a neighborhood bakery that opens for business only 5 days of the week and has a reputation for running out of its delicious wares very quickly. Thankfully, I was amongst the first few in line when I reached local friendly bakery on Valmiki Main Road. It's 10:25 and I'm told they open at 10:30 sharp. Is this all they have? They'll run out very quickly. So is there a limit in terms of the quantity that you can buy?
No, I don't think that.
No.
So they also have a new menu every week,
Okay.
which comes up on their Instagram page.
So you've seen it on Instagram and you've come here, or? Okay.
That and also my friends having suggested it's pretty good.
You've got to be in line before they open. And I'm told whatever you see there in the window, that's all that they have.
When I came, everything got over.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what did you get?
I got that crochet one somewhere there.
Ah.
Chocolate or something. That's it. Everything got over.
Everything got over. I can now smell the aromas of the baked goods waft out as the door has finally been opened. Hello.
Hi,
What's your name?
Sana.
What should I be trying, Sana?
Do you want sweet or savory?
So I want 2 boxes. One box mostly sweet that I will take away, and one box I'll taste here.
You should try the pan chocolate.
Pan chocolate, okay.
And you should also try the pumpkin spice loaf.
This is the sesame chocolate cookie, right? Give me one of that. Give me the pomegranate and chocolate Danish. Give me the raspberry croissant. Give me also the butter croissant. This is something that I was eyeing in the window. The ruby red of the pomegranate and that chocolate bed that it's resting on. That pastry is crisp, flaky. It's an interesting melange of flavors because the chocolate is quite rich on the palate, and then you got that moist, fruity pop of the pomegranate. I want to make tracks to the croissant, but we'll make a beginning with a raspberry croissant. You can see all that raspberry jam ooze out of that croissant. This is going to be an extremely messy affair. That croissant is nice, flaky, buttery, just all the things that you expect a good croissant to be. And the raspberry preserve is sour and sweet. Well, this is my chocolate croissant, but I've got a bit of the raspberry that's held on to that croissant. Beautiful cross section there. The flaky top, the layers in there, and then a bit of the chocolate almost hidden at the bottom, but big enough to make an impact. I want to get something savory. Get a bite of that pizza croissant. Nice to bite into something savory after that overload of sweetness. I'm looking forward to getting a bite of this sesame chocolate chip cookie next. This is what you got to get. The cookie is slightly salty, goes beautifully well with the chocolate, and then you have the nuttiness of the sesame. The sesame is lightly toasted. How was that? I mean, your expression now tells me that I should have tried that.
Guacamole.
Yeah, and a bit of feta on top.
It's a very nice flavor.
Yeah. So are you regular here?
Not at all. Actually, it's not even my first day in Mysore.
Oh really? What's your name?
IoT. You know, it's very interesting. I was looking like you asked me like a wide frame, right? So it's this shop and then it's like this.
Another bakery.
Shop. Yeah, but of a very different kind.
Yeah.
I think in the same neighborhood, it will be a little hard to.
That's right. That's the beautiful thing about Mysuru. So I find that the old and the new happily coexist. Mysuru has those who have come from other parts of the world and made it their home. And then there are those from the city who have travelled out, assimilated influences, discovered a new purpose and passion before returning home. My next stop was Burgerie, a plant-based eatery, brainchild of Saptagiri, a tech professional who discovered the vegan way of life during stints in Thailand and UK. So it's quite an interesting place you have here. So you're an engineer who got into food.
So I studied in Mysore. After 20 years of being in Bangalore, Delhi, Pune, Thailand, UK, I moved back. And being a vegan myself, I realized that this is what I want to do after coming here.
Yes.
Let's give Mysoreans a taste of plant-based food and see how things go.
They say the barbecue jack is the one to get.
All the sauces are made in-house, everything is prepped in-house. Only for buns, it comes from a vendor from outside. All the pickles, sauces, patties, everything is done indoor.
And then you have kombucha here.
Yes, sir. I chose a name with an intent as honey. Honey means drop in Kannada. We have 4 flavors.
Mango.
Mango, lychee, grape and strawberry.
Okay.
This is what we have.
What is the starting point for kombucha?
Just fermented tea originally. Typically 2 to 3 weeks is how the first fermentation cycle happens. And you have to keep trying it, keep tasting it. You reach a point of sour, sweet. If it gets completely only sour, it will taste like vinegar. So after the first batch is done, so that is like plain tea.
Then you add the fruit.
Yes, we add fruit or spices or some people do florals. This is the lychee one.
So the lychee just gives it a certain fulsomeness, is it?
Yeah, we have actually used some star anise.
Ah.
Yes.
Very nice.
Thank you.
My mouth is moist, so my digestive juices are already saying, what's next.
Sir, also it's a great drink to start your day with. So next is strawberry. Very mild ginger.
This is a little sweeter.
The strawberry, what I've put in, it has a little bit of sugar along with it in the sauce.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a mango. So this is mango pulp and a little bit of cardamom.
This is also a little more fulsome, little more weighty. So I think the lychee was the most refreshing, was the most palate jostling in a manner of speaking. This one is a little flabby.
So this is vanilla and cascara. So cascara is the skin of a coffee cherry.
So is it the mucilage of the coffee that goes into that?
The exterior of the
The
coffee
red skin.
Yeah, the skin. So that is taken out and dried. So it's actually apparently high antioxidant tea.
This one again is, it's got more weight. It's slightly on the sweeter side. I think the most acidic kombucha that I tasted was the first one. And there's also a bit of a very light sort of a caramel tone. I don't know why. Is this because some spice that goes into it? What goes?
So only we have vanilla.
Vanilla.
Yeah.
That's what I'm.
Yeah.
The
So
vanilla.
the vanilla is giving its rounding of the fruit. The fruity element is coming through.
This again is a very approachable. It's very close to an iced tea.
Iced tea, exactly. Yeah. So this is as local as it can get. Sokade Beru comes from BR Hills.
Yeah, I can taste that. It's a little medicinal in its flavor notes.
Sir, it usually comes either in dried form. So this is dried form.
So then you boil that.
Yeah. You can boil it or you can also directly infuse it into it after washing it.
So that's what you've done?
Yeah, I've just infused it directly into it. You can see the color variation here. This has borrowed some color from sarsaparilla. So sarsaparilla usually gives that red tone.
Yeah.
So you have shades of red coming through.
So how long would this have been infused?
So this has been there for last 6 days.
The homemade kombuchas did well to whet my palate, and I was looking forward to tasting 2 vegan burgers next, the Veggie Supreme and the Barbecue Jack.
The patty has potato, sweet potato, chickpeas, carrot, little bit of something called nutritional yeast, which gives a nice cheesy flavor to it. Binded it up with some oats, and then there is some beetroot. This is our signature. Through the year we get jackfruit,
Raw jackfruit.
which is brined. Yes, you have to actually boil the jackfruit or cook it first, and then actually you have to fry it or bake it. So we are starting with the jackfruit now. We are using chickpea based sauce. So this is almost like a creamy sauce.
Okay.
Garlic and nutritional yeast. The barbecue sauce.
It's almost like a pork patty.
The most used word probably here is the word meaty.
So
because I
tell
serve
me
a
one
lot-
thing, why do plant-based food advocates talk about the food in those terms?
So food is based on reference point and it's based on memory.
And I guess the reference to these sort of foods earlier were only in those terms, right?
Right.
Whether it's butter, meaty, etc. Because that's what
Yeah.
people knew. So this is a burger that's quite compact but seems dense.
So the patty is 100 grams and the bun is 90 grams. Including your stuffing, it will come to like quarter kilo.
As I take my first bite, the one thing I can sense right away, like you said, this is a burger that can fill you up.
So there is chickpeas.
Chickpeas, oh.
Yes. So chickpeas is just to again give it something beyond the texture of potato. Can be very one-dimensional. So I'm using the potato for getting the starch. Sweet potato to get the natural sugars.
Okay.
Same with the beetroot, less color. And then chickpeas kind of gives you a little more bite into that, along with the carrot and the beans.
As I took my second bite, now I can taste some of the crunch of the other elements. Spicy, sour crunch of the jalapenos in there. Some of the sweetness of the onions. This is a tasty bite. So vegan food can be exciting.
Yeah, yeah.
What are the other things that I'm biting into?
The peas, the green peas. Yeah. So I've not used the fresh green peas.
You use a watana.
Yeah, watana, which is like soaked overnight. So that gives again a little bit of bite. Sweet potato, nutritional yeast. It's a cheesy sauce.
Cheesy sauce. So this burger to me looks meaty, but for some reason I was expecting this to be a little more heavier on the palate. I wouldn't just taste that patty just by itself. So I think certain parts you got also the tender seed of the jackfruit.
So the seed element actually gives you starch.
I can also taste the chickpea paste.
The creamy chickpeas.
What do meat lovers say about this? Sorry, I mean that's my only reference.
Sure, no problem, sir. I mean, yeah, there are two facets always, right? Because this is a product which 50% of the population has never had in Mysore. Like the meat lovers find it very reminiscent to their, the textural recalls they have. The flavors definitely remind the fact that there is smokiness in the sauce. It takes them back.
I've enjoyed both your burgers and I would highly recommend this to people traveling to Mysuru. It's so nice to see that you've got this alternative culinary philosophy thing going and that the fact that you're able to do something interesting with it.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
And I think this
Yeah,
kombucha complements it really well. If you'd like to support the work that we do at Food Lovers TV, do consider joining our membership community on YouTube by hitting the join button below or on the home page and receive special privileges like behind the scenes footage, shoot updates, access to live Q&As and a lot more. You could support us on our Patreon page as well. For more info, check out the links in the description below. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share and leave a comment below. Happy eating!